Hello, and welcome to today's episode. Today, we are talking about the power of no. We have a full episode on the power of no in season 2 with JJ DiGeronimo. But today, I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into why we should start to cultivate the power of no and our ability to say no. No is actually one of the kindest things you can do for someone else if you are not genuinely committed to what you're saying yes to. This may look like doing a favor, helping somebody out, making a arrangement that you're not happy with. If you're saying yes to these things, but they don't actually align with your beliefs or what you want to get out of the situation or where you want that situation to end up, you're actually doing yourself a disservice. And in turn, you're doing a disservice to the person that you're saying yes to. Because in saying yes to them, you are creating expectations that you yourself don't want to meet. It's just a bad place to start from the very beginning if you're saying yes to things that you don't want to be saying yes to. I wanted to go into more of the energetic reasons behind why no is actually a great kindness that you can do and why it allows you to actually level up to the path that you want to be walking because you are saying yes to things that truly align and matter for you. And in saying no to those things for other people, you are challenging them on a subconscious level to also level up and say no to things that don't fulfill them in the same way that you're doing. I hope that makes sense. So you shouldn't say yes to something because you think you should. So by saying yes to something just because you think you should automatically creates resentment in whatever it is that you said yes to. If you say no, you just have to do so with kindness. You don't have to say it in a way that's rude or inconsiderate. You can say no in a way that is supremely kind and is also beneficial to the person that you're saying no to and helps them to understand kind of where you're coming from. So what that could look like is, can you help me with this project? No, I can't. I'm so sorry, but it's just not in alignment with where I'm going, or I don't have enough time to commit to that. And it won't be, the best possible outcome that I can give to you. So I'm going to say no to that. Thank you so much for the opportunity. That's a great way to say no. That person says, okay, I asked. I say all the time, what's the worst they can say if you ask a question? Like the worst they can say is no. And to me, it's like, at least I asked, right? And if that person says no, then it's not the right fit. And you kind of have to have that back and forth conversation as to what your expectations are in a situation. And then that person has the capability to say back to you what their expectations are in a situation. And for anybody that I would be asking for something, I would honestly hope that they would give me their true expectations in return so that I'm not thinking something exists that isn't there. So that's a huge one. And the second reason is don't do it because you feel bad. Anytime that we do things out of guilt or out of obligation always results in us being resentful. The person that you said yes to doesn't care. They got what they wanted out of the situation, or they might also become resentful. So if you say yes to something because you feel bad or you're doing it out of guilt and obligation, there's kind of two scenarios that could occur coming from that. One is that you are resentful and frustrated because you never wanted to do it in the first place. And two, the person that you said yes to might also become resentful and frustrated because you're not bringing to the table what they were expecting when they asked you to do whatever the thing is that they asked you to do. So you're only causing problems for yourself and for other people when you say yes to things that are not in alignment with where you want to go or what you want to be doing. And it's actually detrimental to the relationship that you have with whomever you're saying yes to. It's actually better for your relationship if you kindly say no to whatever they're asking you for so that you're not doing it out of, guilt or feeling bad, and that you can be authentic with that person. And don't say yes or don't do it because it's the right thing to do. When you feel you have to do something because it is the right thing to do, and I say that with air quotes, is it the right thing to do? Try to reframe that in the sense of, is it the right thing for you? Because inherently, selfishness is the path that we take to be able to give of ourselves. What I mean by that is when you say no to the things that don't serve you, whether or not it's quote unquote the right thing to do, is it right for you? Means, is it something that is going to fill your cup? Is it something that is going to bring you closer to the goals that you want to achieve? Is it something that makes somebody that you care deeply for happy or fulfilled or helps them in a way? Is it something that aligns with whatever your goals and impact and anything that you have kind of set for yourself? You might want to say no to a workout, but does that workout align with where you want to be? Yes, it does. So that's kind of what you have to think about in terms of, is it the right thing for you? It might not be comfortable. It might not be exciting, but is it the right thing for you? And does it get you to either a point that you want to get to, or does it fill your cup in a way that allows you to give back to others and be a better person and be more somebody that actually can say yes to those things when they're asked? That's kind of where I'm going with it. If it's the right thing to do, something that maybe you don't want to do, but is for somebody that you care deeply about, could be the right thing to do. And you have to kind of measure those situations. You can't just go around willy-nilly saying no to absolutely everything. Everybody has to do things they don't want to do sometimes. But in the grand scheme of things is really what we're talking about here, and how you can positively use no in a kind and considerate way in order to ensure that you are not creating resentment, frustration, and disappointment in others and in yourself. That's really the key for this conversation. So try it next time something comes up, whether that might be something with work or a friend or a family event or something, and just have a think on it and see if there is alignment in, is it something that fills your cup, or does it fully, does it totally drain you? Does it make you exhausted? Is it something that gets you more towards your goals, or is it just kind of taking up time in your schedule and actually taking time away from the things that you really should be focusing time on? So when that comes up for you, feel confident in being able to say no to things and try something small first, see how it feels. Just make sure to do it with kindness. You can always say no with kindness. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.